What's up, everybody? My name is Dennis, aka Mr. Motherfucking 808, and in today's video, we are going to be reacting to another homicide/murder mystery. The video just came out yesterday on Dr. Insanity's page. If you like videos like these, go check out this guy's channel. His content is amazing. I just reacted to one about a week ago. If you haven't seen that one, go check that one out after this. This one is titled Cops Run Into Secret Killer Dumping Body Parts into the River. It's already got almost 3 million views, just came out yesterday. So without any further ado, let's get right the fuck into it. This should be a good one. Let's go.
Who are you? Stop right there. Go ahead and stop right there.
This Idaho state officer is pointing his flashlight at seven.
Wait, did they just say Idaho State? This is Idaho? Hold up.
Who are you? Stop right there. Go ahead and stop right there.
This Idaho state officer.
Oh shit, this is in Idaho. For those of you that don't know, I live in Idaho, up in the very north. The very northern tip of Idaho, only 30 minutes outside of Spokane, Washington.
Officer is pointing his flashlight at 70-year-old Alan Bruce. He has no idea that the man he just ran into was in the middle of dumping human body parts in a nearby river after murdering, dismembering, and meticulously covering up the crime scene.
Bro, I wonder how close this was. Like, if this is in the north, that's crazy.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Got a bookkeeping problem going on down here, and I just want to make sure you weren't that guys.
All right, so you're just trying to keep an eye on stuff.
He's talking about thieving. We got a little, just like every white hick, they always act like they're never criminals. He's like, we got a couple fucking clowns down here, fucking thieving and conniving and juking and jiving, and I'm just out here trying to make sure that this shit is not gonna happen anymore, officer. Meanwhile, this man's throwing body parts in the river.
Yeah, excuse me for if I got you excited.
All right.
After Alan walks away, it would take investigators days to discover exactly what he dumped in the river, leading them through a twisted maze of misleading clues and disturbing discoveries. And what might be the worst crime these small-town officers will ever uncover.
Small town, it might be close, man. The town I'm in is small, and all the towns around me are even smaller.
Oh, it stinks bad.
You can pick your friends, and you
It stinks bad. Was it supposed to smell like caramel? There's body parts in it, bro.
can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
There is no body count. You is reduced down to nothing.
Another thing that only white guys would say, you could pick your nose, but you can't pick your family. All right, Frank. Yeah, shout out to Dr. Insanity. I love this guy's channel.
It's a routine late spring in Central Idaho, tucked deep within its mountains.
Oh, Central Idaho. So this is probably just like outside of Boise or something. About 500 miles south of where I'm at.
It's the remote town of Chalice, a place surrounded on all sides by rugged terrain and long stretches of wilderness. And at the center of it all runs the Salmon River, better known as the River of No Return. The small town of Chalice is home to fewer than 1,000 residents.
Fewer than 1,000 honkies. Bunch of dumb honkies that act like they know everything. Shout out to my uneducated honkies that act like they're the best motherfuckers in the world.
Crime rates here are remarkably low, and serious violent homicides are unheard of. But that's about to change.
You notice they always say that? No matter where a murder happens, whether it's in Baltimore or some small town out in the boondocks, they're always like, there are never murders in this neighborhood. This is the first one ever. You could leave your doors unlocked. You can just literally leave your cars unlocked. All the neighbors knew everybody. Bro, they say that in every homicide video ever that's ever existed, bro. Even in Compton, they'll be like, murders like these just don't really happen. Fuck out of here.
Because a heinous crime happened somewhere in this town, and what's left of it now is in the Salmon River, waiting to be found.
I don't care where you're at. You could get it. You could get it. It don't matter where you're at. You fuck around and find out. Whether it's the Boondocks or whether you're out in Watts in Los Angeles.
The investigation
Oh my God, this just happened. Wasn't even a full year ago.
begins on an early Saturday afternoon, less than a year ago, when an elderly woman walks into the local police station to report someone missing.
When he's upset, I'm just surprised he hasn't been back to see. That's why I'm concerned.
She sounds like a frog, bro. You know this lady was a 3-a-pack-a-day smoker. Meanwhile, I'm sick as hell, so if I sound like a frog, my bad.
Woman walks into the
Matter of fact, I need to clear my airways real quick, so let me pause this real fast. Alright, we're back. My bad.
local police station to report someone missing.
When he's upset, I'm just surprised he hasn't been back to see. That's why I'm concerned.
Yeah. Do you know what he was wearing last when he left?
Pair of boots, blue jeans, and I think it was a dark t-shirt.
I think this is the lady that Michael Scott was talking to on episode 1 of The Office when he thought he was talking to a man and it was a woman.
Baseball cap, and he's got a little pug rider that is with him everywhere.
Who is Patrick to
Just
you?
one of my dear kids that I've taken under my wing.
Okay, so not biological.
No.
Okay.
There's a picture.
Yeah, picture, okay. Does this picture resemble what he looks like right now?
His beard is a little fuller, and his hair is better shape than that.
The man in those photos is 47.
Really? That dude looked like a tweaker, does he? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. He also looks like he could be my uncle, or maybe even me in another 20 years or so. But he looked like a tweaker, bro. I would not trust that guy for a minute. This is supposed to be his nice guy photo right here. Oh man, I'm being mean. My bad, dude. My bad, brother.
7-year-old Patrick Shelton. His adoptive mother, Helen, goes on to explain that Patrick spends most of his time up in the mountains, cutting and selling firewood, often late at night. He's got a chainsaw, usually.
What are you doing cutting down trees at night? What do you mean? Like I said, dude's a tweaker.
At least one weapon on him, and his dog Ryder is always by his side.
Aw, his dog is so fucking cute. Alright, maybe he's a decent guy. My bad, I'm just trying to be funny. I gotta make these sad situations at least have some kind of hilarity to it.
Additionally, Patrick doesn't really have a fixed place to stay.
Man, that man's only fucking 4 years older than me. And he looked like he at least 15 years older than me. Shout out good genetics over here.
He moves between properties, parking motorhomes and trailers on other people's land, often getting into disputes when it's time to leave. In most missing person cases, it takes days before investigators get a solid lead to work with. But in the town of Chalice, that process is about to be cut short.
I remember you mentioned something about when you talked about him going to Alan Bruce's. It seemed like you said something to where they had some conflict recently. They have.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why he went there?
Never trust a man with 2 first names. Bro's name is Alan Bruce.
He was supposed to go move his motorhomes, and when he got out there, Alan had moved them with the bulldozer.
Okay.
Not good. Probably screwed up the transmissions, and I don't know.
One sec, you guys. I'm at the very end of this cold, like 90% through it, but I still got the goop, like right in my chest, and every now and then I can hear myself wheezing, so I gotta hit that pause button and let out a good, get that shit out of here.
Name Helen mentions immediately rings a bell because officers know exactly who she's talking about. 70-year-old Alan Bruce is a local resident with a rural property just out of town, working odd jobs including welding and mechanical work. But that's not what people in Chalice know him for, because Alan has a different reputation, built on constant disputes and ongoing conflicts with other locals. Just earlier in the year, he was reported for allegedly throwing gas bombs and setting a woman's property on fire.
He's just running around throwing explosives at people's property and he's still just on the streets. No big deal.
So based on Helen's statement, officers prepare to head out and speak with Alan, see if he can point them in the right direction. At this point, officers aren't too surprised that Alan's name came up, and don't expect anything serious. In reality, something already happened between Alan and Patrick just a night ago that ended very gruesomely.
I told you, never trust a man with 2 first names.
While officers are on their way to question him, Alan is still in the middle of covering things up. In just a few seconds, a deputy pulls up to his property.
Hey, Alan. How's it going?
You know, I'm good. I'm just over here trying to tend to my truck. Never mind the weird stink that you're smelling over here. That ain't nothing. It's just some old... You know, we killed a couple hogs last Tuesday, and we got a little tub over here. Don't worry about nothing, Ossifer.
One thing after another. Hey, I was just coming to chat with you. We had a report that no one knows where Pat is right now.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay. And I just wanted to touch bases with you because I know he was getting...
Yeah, they don't, because he's in many different parts all over my property and some oil tubs right about now, sir.
Sorry, you got the stuff off your property, but he was going to come by to pick it up, right?
Yeah,
Did you ever see him on that?
I did.
Okay.
They came by here. He was unhappy, very unhappy.
Okay, but it's just all kind of verbal argument or something, or he's just... Okay. And he went and got his stuff then, or...
Well, he still has some stuff here. He said he wanted to go cut some wood. He needs some money. So he's probably out somewhere out there. Maybe broke down, I don't know.
I'm just trying to create a timeline so I know who last saw him. So when was that he showed up here?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago?
3 nights ago?
Let's see, what is it?
There it goes. If you watched other videos of me reacting to these types of murder mysteries, I call it out every time. Every time the person is guilty, they cross their arms like this and just try to act like they're just being casual about it, but that's them hiding information. That's them feeling terrified. And that crossing is something that they teach police officers to look out for. There's like very certain signs that if you're guilty, you will oftentimes do without even realizing you're doing it. And he already hit step number 1, crossing them arms. Let's see what he does from here, boys.
Thursday night? Okay.
In the middle of the conversation, the deputy notices something off about Alan's demeanor. His responses are short, controlled, almost rehearsed. But as the deputy continues asking questions, things start to feel even more strange.
And then, did he hang around here long, or did he just go right over?
Back and forth.
Back and forth?
Uh-huh.
Coming back onto the property?
Yeah.
Does he still stab stuff here then?
He does.
I'm just reaching out here to my truck. You know, this looks very normal, doesn't it? The way I'm just leaning on my truck like this. I do this all the time, right? This is pretty comfortable the way I'm standing. In case you didn't know, I'm just trying to make that clear. This dude is guilty, bro. Guilty. This dude can't even control himself right now.
Oh,
Get
okay.
it all out.
Oh, okay.
Like that shed, that wooden shed is his.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
The tires in it. And you can see there's a pickup rack just over that Ford.
Oh, just the steel there
Yeah, the
poking
steel-
up?
steel
Oh,
that's
okay.
his.
Okay. So he...
Wooden rack over there on the back of the tractor, like that.
Okay.
Tires.
Just kind of bunch of crap laying around?
Right.
Okay.
And this man is apparently 70 years old. If there was ever a time for you to take out another human being, that would be the good age to do it, right? Because when you're 70, every day could easily be your last. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not on second base anymore when you're 70 years old. When you're 70 years old, you're rounding third base and you're on your way home when it comes to, finishing up your life. This man is 70 and apparently is taking out other human beings. And it's like, even if he gets caught, what is he going to spend? He could spend as little as like a few days in prison, maybe a couple years, and then he's gone anyways. So it's like, if you're going to be a bad boy, Take after old fucking double first name here and wait until you're in your 70s. That's also when I recommend doing wild narcotics. Don't ruin your life in your teens, 20s, 30s, even your 40s with this type of shit. Wait till you're like 75 and then become a meth addict. Or a heroin addict. That's the time to do it, bro. Live your life. When you know you're already rounding third base, why not start doing acid?
So he got some of it though?
Yeah,
Do you know where he was taking it to?
taking down his motorhomes.
Oh, where are his motorhomes?
Right here, you walk over there and you see.
Okay. Oh, there?
There's his Ram Charger and another one's in front.
The motorhome Alan is pointing to does indeed belong to Patrick, but more importantly, it holds items that might explain what
Man, look at that motorhome. That's a junkie's motorhome if I ever seen one. It don't even got the goddamn headlights on it. Did you guys see that?
really happened to him. Alan goes on to explain that he moved
Probably sold them for like $3 just to get some liquor money on a random Thursday.
Patrick's motorhomes himself because of the ongoing disputes and problems between the two, which sounds normal considering they're frequent business partners. But as the conversation continues, the deputy takes note of Alan's shifting body language and quietly requests another officer to the scene. There's a noticeable tension in the way Alan carries himself.
I mean, Ben pointed that out.
This is because while he's speaking to the deputy, his sole focus is on the barrels sitting just a few feet away, with Patrick's dismembered body parts hidden inside.
There it is.
He's riding along with me.
I was just on a phone call for a minute, so I didn't want to bring that out here. So
Did he stay here last night? Or
And now he's doing the military pose where you stand with your hands behind your back. This man, it's probably because he's like practically shaking in his Nikes and he doesn't want the officer to see his hands, but they already know what's up. They already know.
Oh, okay.
Now it's just a matter of proving it.
Okay. And he didn't tell you where he was going to get the wood?
Hold on. It was Thursday night he left here, not last night.
Okay. You know, does he have any favorite spots so we can just go
He's got a
check
spot
for
up
him?
there at Bay Horse, pretty close to the top. You go up there before you get to the rest area, the potties. You see where it takes off and goes down the hill and crosses the creek.
Uh-huh.
Way back up in there is a favorite wood cutting spot for him.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that the only...
He trying to send these poor officers on a motherfucking overtime goose hunt. Goddamn goose hunt. Meanwhile, this dude's lopped up, turned into goddamn bologna and cutlets 30 yards away in these bins, and he's over here sending these motherfuckers on a goose hunt.
one you know about?
It's the only one he took me to.
Oh, okay. You may be the last person that saw him because he would have then gone up there that night potentially?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Notably, Alan's demeanor shifts once again. With a second officer on scene, he becomes more composed and careful with how he answers questions. Despite this noticeable shift, Alan provides deputies with something useful, a location where Patrick might be. The place he mentions is a remote area about 20 miles out, near the so-called River of No Return. Naturally, it's somewhere deputies need to check, but before heading out there, they decide to take a quick look around the motorhome Alan pointed to earlier. A small decision that will give police something useful.
Yeah, look at his motorhome, bro. This thing has seen better days. Surprised it even runs. That motherfucker look like it hasn't ran in years. Poor headlights look like some tweaker got to him. It was probably the dude that passed away. Again, probably flipping him for some liquor money. And if you're watching this and somehow you're related to this guy, I'm just being silly. I'm being a bit facetious. I try to make these videos as entertaining as possible. Don't take anything I say to heart. I obviously don't wish bad or harm upon anybody. This guy could have been a really good guy. I don't know. I'm just, I just like to be silly when I do these reactions. And with this being so close to home for me, I don't want anyone hitting me up like, that was my uncle. That was my uncle, man. Like, goddamn, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I was just fucking around.
To work with later on.
The doors are ratchet strapped closed. Looks like it's cut.
are these your footprints?
No.
Maybe take a photo of those.
Yeah, that one looks open. That looks... I think it looks cut.
If that is a deadbolt, but that's an additional.
I'm assuming Alan had to access it to put it in neutral. Technically, you could be looking at unlawful entry.
Clearly, the locks have been tampered with, consistent with Alan's explanation that he moved the motorhome himself. It's a small detail, but one that could give officers grounds to detain him later on, depending on how this unfolds. But without a warrant, officers can't search inside the motorhome, so they step back, leave the scene, and head towards Big Hill, where Patrick might be. At this stage, there is still no confirmed crime. Alan has been forthcoming, and nothing directly points to anything serious just yet. But by the end of this night, police will have more than one suspect on their hands, and
Oh shit, someone else is gonna come into the fold as a potential suspect.
what might be the worst crime this town will ever see.
Another thing they say every time there's any kind of homicide or whatever, might be one of the worst ones the town's ever seen.
But before we get to that, it's important to note that cases like these can affect the mental health of both the officers and the innocent people involved, and stressful situations in everyone's life.
Oh, Jesus. Here comes the BetterHelp commercial, right? Just reach out for BetterHelp. Hey, why go see a psychologist in person when you could talk to them online? Hey, they already don't care about you in person, right? They already don't allow you to ask questions because they're like, I got another patient coming in 15 minutes, sir. We're going to have to save this for your next expensive visit up here. But now we're going to be online and we're going to chat with you. They're going to be getting BJs from some street girl named Susie while fucking chatting with you back and you don't even know. Yeah, BetterHelp.
Can often have the same effect. I hit a point where trying to move on wasn't working, and I didn't really have anyone I could talk to.
And now this guy's got to pitch it like this is like he's being serious right now, like he's not being paid for this.
Without feeling like I was a burden, or worrying about how they'd react, or what they'd think. And that's when I realized having someone completely outside your life who can give you a clear, unbiased perspective actually makes a huge difference. That's why I've partnered with today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
There it is. It took me 2 seconds into that ad to already know what the fuck it was going to be. Did I not call it BetterHelp? Get the front door the fuck out of here, bro. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's the age we're living in now, where we got to chat with doctors and psychiatrists on the internet. That's a sad day.
Starting therapy can feel like a huge step, but BetterHelp actually makes it really simple. You take a short quiz, get matched with a licensed therapist, and if it's not the right fit, you can switch anytime at no extra cost.
Ooh!
Which I think is huge, because finding the right therapist makes all the difference. And I'm not the only one who thinks so.
Have you guys ever heard the saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true? Hot guapa bullshit.
Over 6 million people have used BetterHelp,
Over 6 million people.
earning it a 4.8 out of 5 rating on the App Store.
And I guarantee about 90% of those are fake reviews. No big deal. They're just paid bots in order to spam this shit with fake ass reviews. Just like you can't trust Amazon reviews or any other website anymore. You can't even trust IMDb reviews for movies and TV shows anymore. We're doomed, ladies and gentlemen.
Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/DrInsanity to get 10% off your first month. With that said,
And how ironic is it that this guy's channel is named Dr. Insanity and he's doing an ad about BetterHelp? You can't make this shit up.
let's get back to the video. Roughly 2 hours later, deputies arrive at Big Hill where Patrick was known to frequent for cutting firewood. On the ground, deputies notice tire marks and begin following them, and as they continue along the trail, they spot something in the distance. A red pickup truck matching the description of Patrick's vehicle.
Oh, dun dun dun. This man parked Patrick's pickup truck out here just to try to throw off the goddamn sheriffs.
With a damaged windshield.
Oh, and then damage the windshield to make it seem like the issue happened way out here.
His windshield is back.
Yeah, I think that's normal. I believe so. Hey, Pat!
Pat! Pat, it's Custer County Sheriff's Office! Can you hear us? Dog's in the seat.
Alive?
Oh, man. Please tell me the dog's alive.
What was the dog's name?
Ryder.
Ryder, buddy. Ryder.
It awake?
No, it's not moving.
Oh, man. Come on, bro. That's something I don't play around with, bro. We don't fuck with animals being hurt in any way. That dog was hella cute, bro. That just really bummed me out if this dog is not alive.
Been in here a while. He's messed himself. Oh, he's moving.
Poor dog. Could have been out here for days, just stuck in here wondering where his owner's at.
It's definitely a he, by the way. Hi, baby.
I would adopt that dog right now. Like right now, if it was available. Give him the best home ever. He looked like a good boy.
You're okay. We're gonna get you some water, okay?
Poor thing looks terrified. Oh.
Where'd he go? Where did he go?
Miraculously, Patrick's dog Ryder is still alive after
Got nothing funny at all to say about this situation with the dog.
2 full days, but he's severely dehydrated. As deputies pull Ryder from the vehicle and give him water, they notice something else. Patrick's chainsaw is missing from the truck, suggesting he might still be somewhere nearby. And while they discuss their next steps, Ryder suddenly begins reacting to something in the air. Dogs like Ryder have a sense of smell up to 100,000 times more powerful than humans, comparable even to trained police canine units. Without realizing,
What do you mean dogs like Ryder? Do you mean dogs in general? Because I've never heard of pugs being better, scent sniffing dogs than any other kind of dog. I think he just means dogs in general, but that was a weird way of wording that.
officers have stumbled onto their strongest lead yet, and Ryder might guide them directly towards the answer they're looking for.
Poor buddy.
What's up?
Listen to that.
No.
So that makes me think he could be down lower if he would, because his chainsaw's not here.
Yeah.
He always has his
go down for a
chainsaw.
walk?
I'm thinking so.
I'll go with you. I kind of want to walk down there and see if his behavior still points that way.
Right. Let's walk him.
Come on.
Let's go, Ryder. Let that poor dog hit a water bottle first, you guys. Goddamn. You don't even know, he's had to have been out there for at least, the last 12 to 24 hours.
Dude, you gotta give me a break.
I was going to say something mean earlier when I noticed the circumference of that lady that is a sheriff, and then here we are only a minute or two later after holding my tongue, and she's acting like she's super winded just by walking for fucking half a mile with this dog. You gotta give me a break. No, you gotta fucking put down the cake, Pamela. You're a fucking sheriff deputy. Why are you running around with a hula hoop waistline as a sheriff deputy? That's the real fucking question. Jesus Christ, go get some goddamn Ozempic. Do something. You're a sheriff. You don't sit at a desk all day. Pamela? Jesus.
We can't go down that. That is a completely down. There is no angle to that.
There's no angle to that? No, you just don't want to turn around and have to walk back up the other side. Biggie Smalls. That's not that bad. Could walk all the way down to the road and back up. And I'm a cigarette smoker, for crying out loud.
I'm arguing with a dog.
As luck would have it, the dog picks up a scent, but can't pinpoint a specific location. The reason for that is something officers haven't realized yet, because there is no single place where Patrick might be. He's already been dead for 2 nights, dismembered.
Oh, Jesus. So the dog has been sitting out there for 2 days.
With his own chainsaw, and scattered across the very mountains deputies are now searching.
Did you hear that? They said that he was dismembered with his own chain. That's creepy.
Some of his remains are already floating down the river of no return, just 20 miles from where they're standing.
Ugh.
None of this is apparent to deputies yet, so they decide to take a closer look at Patrick's pickup truck for any additional clues. What they notice inside is very sketchy. Dark red staining across the interior, heavily soaked towels on the driver's seat, items marked with blood, and a discarded mail letter with the name Alan Bruce on it. Something violent happened here, and the more deputies think about it, the more obvious what happened.
Like, look at this lady, bro. You're a sheriff? How? You look like you would work the counter at a McDonald's, bro, and she's a sheriff. I don't care if you're intelligent. I don't care if you, like, how did she get through, like, police, you know, for lack of better words, the police, what is it called? The academy? Or, like, their version of the boot camp, where you have to, like, do all this crazy shit in order to even be considered as an officer or whatever? Do they not do that anymore? There's no way she passed that shit, right? This is a DEI hire if I ever seen one.
To Patrick becomes. So before the evening ends, they secure the scene and return to town where they talk to other acquaintances of Patrick who collectively make one thing crystal clear. Alan had an ongoing feud with Patrick. He recently moved his motorhome using heavy equipment and damaged it in the process. And he's the only person anyone can think of who might want to hurt Patrick. With that in mind, investigators formally identify Alan Bruce as the primary suspect in Patrick Shelton's disappearance.
What I'm wondering is how this Alan guy managed to even, you know, get one over on this younger guy. This, the guy that was murdered. I forgot the younger guy's name. You know, the guy that owns the dog Ryder. Why can't I think of his name right now? But I'm wondering how he overpowered him. This dude is 70. He looks frail, and I mean, he looks okay for a 70-year-old. Like, you know, he's up walking around and whatnot. But to be able to overpower this other guy that's 30 years younger than him or whatever, and then light him up with his own chainsaw, I'm wondering, yeah.
But the reality...
Something tells me we'll find out soon enough. Just let the fucking video play, Dennis. Goddamn.
And discoveries awaiting investigators in the coming hours are anything but straightforward, as they'll soon find themselves investigating more than one suspect.
Oh yeah, that's it. There was 2 people, so he had help. I was gonna say.
For the time being, though, search warrants are requested for both properties, and Idaho State Police are called in, bringing in a team of experienced detectives. However, as the multi-agency effort is underway, someone in town is simultaneously running their own homicide cover-up operation.
What?
As night falls, Alan moves quietly.
This is about to get juicy, you guys. I thought it was already like open shut case. The rest of the video is going to be lightweight boring, but we got some more juicies on some more juicy deets incoming. Let's go.
Continuing to dump body parts and evidence in the river and burning anything that could tie him to what he's done. At the same time, police's search and rescue units are mobilized, preparing to comb through the surrounding terrain for any sign of Patrick. Around midnight, Deputy Mike is sent to patrol near Patrick's truck, monitoring the area in case anything changes. A few hours into his shift, something does.
What happened? Oh, he sees this Alan guy out at the river. And this was after the first time they talked with this guy. So then they find him on the late night tip, just cruising around by the river, you know, just hanging out. This is the intro to the video. I was just making sure ain't no one was out here thieving and conniving and juking and jiving and doing all that weird slang talk out here. That's all. I was just watching out, officer, making sure there's no do-gooders, no do-good having people out here.
You. Stop right there. Just go ahead and stop right there.
See what this dumbass has to say.
So what are you coming out here for?
That guy there, Patrick Shelton, that's his stuff. I'm kind of looking after a little bit.
Okay.
Car down here, and I try to come down here and investigate, see if someone's ripping him off.
Okay.
I didn't know it was you guys.
Okay, well, I turned my lights on, and you still were shining your light at me.
Yeah, you had your lights on me. I couldn't see where I was going.
Okay, I'm saying I turned my red and blue lights on.
Yeah.
And you were still spotlighting me, and then I instructed you to turn it off.
I don't like lights in my eyes about as much as you don't. You had yours and mine, so I guess we're even.
No, it's not even.
Dude, are hillbillies not the funniest shit ever?
Okay, so what are you doing? You're just keeping an eye on
Patrick Shelton.
Okay.
Got a little thieving problem going on down here, and I just want to make sure you weren't that guys.
You having a little what problem?
Thieving.
What?
Thievery.
Thievery. Okay.
Yeah, talk to Ethan Kelly about that. He'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
you could talk to Ethan Kelly about that, and he'll tell you. Oh, you mean another guy that's got double first names? We're gonna go listen, and what that guy's gonna tell us, why he doesn't look at us in the face, why he leans up on a truck hella weird. You mean another one of them? Isn't this Alan Bruce? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm like 90%. This guy is as dumb as a pack of doornails.
You're just trying to keep an eye on stuff then?
Yeah, make sure nobody's ripping shit off down here.
Okay.
So, excuse me for if I got you excited.
All right.
Then he just walks off? Like, when did he say he could just walk
270,
off?
240. We can calm down. I'm code 4.
He just turns around and walks off.
Out here, in
I guarantee, this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to say it right now. I could guarantee if this was a black male right here, this Alan Bruce guy, these officers wouldn't allowed him to just turn around and walk off. Not only that, they wouldn't have walked up and just had a casual conversation like that. Like, they would have probably, demanded they get down on the ground and all this type of shit and hem him up before they even try to have a conversation, even if they're not arrested yet. But they just let old honky Alan Bruce over here turn around and walk off, not knowing if he has something on him. He could easily have a pistol or something on him that is a threat to these officers, and it's dark, and he lets him walk off.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
I'm wondering the same thing.
complete darkness, Alan Bruce suddenly appears. Nothing about this encounter adds up, because at this point, Alan isn't just the last person to see Patrick alive, he's been in a dispute with him, moved his motorhome after he disappeared.
And they already know this information about this guy, that he's been in a dispute, that he was the last guy to see this Patrick guy. They know all that. And they still allow this man in the dark to turn around and walk off mid-conversation when he was already acting weird, shining his light on him, even when the officer told him to turn the light off, shining it in his face and shit. That's some bullshit.
And now he's out here in the middle of the night claiming he's checking on Patrick's property and protecting it from theft. In reality, he came here to finish what he started, to destroy evidence he didn't have time to deal with earlier when deputies interrupted him. Worse yet, just minutes ago, he was at the River of No Return a couple miles away, disposing of what was left of Patrick. Deputy Mike doesn't know any of this yet, but this creepy encounter makes it clear that Alan knows something police don't. Unfortunately for him, this is where...
Now, the only thing that could take away everything I just stated is if this particular deputy that's on scene didn't already know any of this information about this Alan Bruce guy. That could be the case. That might even be what he was just saying. Maybe. But even if they didn't know that information, if that was a black male, he's on the ground, guaranteed. Like forcefully on the ground. And you're not going to turn around and let him walk off in the night. I could promise you that.
things begin to crumble, because coming back here tonight is the mistake that's about to collapse his entire cover-up operation.
Way to go, double first name. Now I'm really mad just because he left this man took his dog's owner away from him, just out of here. And now poor Ryder out there in the truck for God only knows how long, terrified. And dog sensed that shit. That dog knew that there was no good with his owner. He just didn't know for sure what. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked. Now I really want this goddamn Alan Bruce guy to burn.
In the early hours of the following morning, investigators used the overnight developments and the encounter with Alan to accelerate the approval of search warrants. With everything they've seen so far, it's clear Alan knows something they don't, and they need to find out what that is. To do that, they put a plan in motion. First, get Alan off the property, search it, and if any hard evidence is found, bring him back and confront him with it. So while detectives get the search warrants approved, one deputy is sent to Alan's property with a simple objective: get Alan into the car and keep him away from the property to avoid destruction of any evidence. Alan, on the other hand, believes he's already taken care of all the incriminating evidence and that there's nothing left to find. When Deputy Kelly arrives at the lot, Alan has no clue how quickly his entire cover-up plot will come crashing down on him.
Hey, Alan. How's it going? Hopefully your day's a little better than when I last ran into you. You said everything was, well, your truck's still broken down, I guess, so maybe that's not the case. Doing all right? You can just hop in the front there.
Sure hope he turns up. He's got unfinished business.
I sure hope he turns up. He's got some unfinished business.
Yeah, is there...
You piece of goddamn dirtbag.
He's still got stuff on your property, too, to get off, too, huh? So, I mean, y'all were getting along for a while there, but then... what happened there, even? He just started accusing...
This is the best part about being an officer. Of course, their job is incredibly difficult, and there's a lot of shit that would make most people never want to be a police officer or a sheriff or whatever. But I said it in the previous video, this type of situation would be like so entertaining, but also so maddening. It would piss me off to sit here with a guy that you already know is basically lying, and to be hearing his bullshit stories. Like, listen to this gobbledygook right here that this guy's trying to...
Yeah, stuff, or...
Yeah. And there was nothing I could say to convince him that it wasn't...
Well, I appreciate you being available to just chat with them a bit more. They're the professionals. They've got questions I probably didn't ask you.
Okay.
Even as the deputy tried,
The whole time he's squeezing his own leg, and you could just see his hands hella fidgety and shit.
to subtly probe for more information, nothing useful comes out of it, and Alan sticks to his story. Interestingly, though, Alan appears noticeably more relaxed, likely because he's confident that there's no way police can tie him to a crime. Roughly 30 minutes later, deputies and detectives arrive at the property. While Alan waits inside his car, the discovery of the evidence he failed to cover up starts with Patrick's motorhome.
Dun dun dun. So where's the second person they were talking about? I guess they just haven't got around to that yet. Remember they were saying there might be a second suspect?
Sheriff's office. Make yourself known. What this is? Got a gun case?
Patrick's empty gun box is consistent with earlier statements that he always keeps a firearm with him. The problem is, that gun is nowhere to be found in the motorhome, and it was never found in his pickup truck the previous day. With Patrick's motorhome cleared, officers move over to Alan's property. Alan owns multiple structures and vehicles on the lot, and after clearing a few of them, deputies find no obvious signs of a crime. It seems like Alan's cover-up operation is successful so far, but that begins to change as deputies notice something unusual lingering across parts of the property.
Already did. Cool.
Something stinks.
Oh, it stinks bad.
Oh, here we go. Here goes that, you know, that good smell. They're going to be on to it now.
Pull that one down.
Some hot stink.
We're just gonna hold on this trailer till we can get keys.
Oh, why do I feel like that was probably the trailer where his body was all cut up?
If he won't give us keys, then we'll go from there. But we need to hold on this until we get that.
It's probably in that freshly moved.
Do we want to call out the cadaver dog?
Let's go ahead and do it while we're here. We've got it cleared. It might be the best way to get something to hold him.
As the search continues, deputies can smell an odor of burnt meat across
yummy
parts of the lot, but no clear source. After checking around the structures again and searching the open areas, they can't find anything. So, to pinpoint the source, deputies call in a cadaver dog trained to detect human remains. And a few minutes later, police canine Spy arrives on scene. After running the dog across the property, Spy begins alerting to the presence of something inside a set of barrels.
I'm rolling. Cleaned out.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
we got our window.
In a burned box.
Ah. The window of that truck, I'm assuming?
Latex gloves, windows.
And doggy treats.
I'm gonna get a backed up picture.
Inside the barrel, officers begin to uncover what Alan tried to hide. Broken window glass of a car consistent with a bullet impact, latex gloves, and traces of blood on the filter of a vacuum cleaner. After searching other barrels, officers find night vision binoculars, Patrick's baseball cap marked with blood, and most concerning of all, bone fragments and suspected human remains on multiple pieces of clothing. Additional items are
just chilling on the jeans, no big deal. Patrick's on them jeans.
Recovered as well, including ammunition and magazines, but no firearms, suggesting the weapons may have been moved or hidden somewhere else. Among the findings, detectives note the missing firearms, the lack of any intact remains, and the speed at which the scene appears to have been cleaned, something particularly peculiar, leading them to consider that Alan may not have acted alone. After these discoveries, Alan's property is officially treated as a crime scene.
They're gonna find all types of goodies, watch.
The area is secured and forensic examiners are called in to process the evidence. Detectives now have the hard evidence they need to confront Alan, but while they prepare to do so, an unexpected development happens when Alan's younger brother Larry suddenly shows up at the scene.
Another guy with fucking 2 first names. Do you see the trend here? Larry Bruce. Alan Bruce.
Hours earlier, police...
And then who was the other guy? There's another guy with a double first name. A bunch of gosh damn wood creatures. My fellow honky wood creatures.
Police received an oddly timed phone call from him, claiming that if anything happened to Patrick, it was his own fault. Not only that, Larry made additional statements about Patrick that led detectives to question whether they might be dealing with a second suspect.
Yeah, he's been stealing shit of my brother's, and he said Pat's threatened him and waved a big-ass gun at him. Somebody else said that he's a straight-up thief. Shelton's an opportunist. He's going to take advantage of anything that he can, you know, if he thinks he can get away with it.
Right. Okay, so he was kind of concerned Patrick might do something stupid, use a gun or something.
Concerned Pat's going to kill him, you know?
Right.
On the call, Larry made it clear that Patrick was the aggressor and the one who had been threatening Alan, leading investigators to suspect...
I mean, even if that is true, which it could be, I could totally see that dude that was the victim. You know, he's got his gat, he's got a methed out looking motorhome he lives in, he's broke. You know, he doesn't exactly, and then even in the very first photo, it didn't exactly look like, oh, this is a well-rounded, middle-aged man. But even if And let's say this other Alan Bruce guy, it was, self-defense or whatever. You don't sit there and then take the man's chainsaw and hack him into itty-bitty pieces and throw them all around like you're some mob boss. You know what I mean? You maybe shoot him if he's attacking you, and then you call the police and you settle it with a lawyer, my guy.
He might know more than what he shared on the phone, so naturally, their suspicions rise when he arrives at the search warrant scene unannounced. Once detectives begin speaking,
hands in the pocket. Got another guilty individual here. He's like, I'm just gonna keep my hands in my pocket so they don't see me shaking.
With him, Larry seems confident he can prove that Patrick was the problem.
Howdy. How's it going? And you are?
I'm Alan's brother.
Okay, I'm Sergeant Tuttle with the State Police. So obviously, your brother got himself in a lot of trouble.
That's what it sounds like.
It's starting to rain. You want to go in the trailer? We can go sit in the trailer where we're not getting rained on. You said that Shelton? Is that the guy's name?
Patrick Shelton, yeah.
Okay. And he was threatening your brother, right?
Right.
And so is that something your brother told you, or do you have other knowledge of that?
That's something my brother told me. My brother said, hey, he pulled a pistol and waved it in my face and threatened me. And
both of their body language is kind of weird. This guy, not as much. His hands are just in his pockets. You know, he's trying to prevent the fucking shaky shakes. And then this guy, the investigator's trying to, he's got a weird posture because he's doing his best to allow this guy to feel comfortable talking with him, you know, to get as much information as he can out of him. So even though he doesn't fuck with this guy that's got his hands in his pockets, he wants to appear to be as nice and as cordial and open and, you know, trustworthy. And he's so anxious that he's just like, let me put my arm way over here, fucking awkwardly like this, and I'm just gonna stand and talk to you like that. Hey, this is normal. Never mind me, dude. I'm just, you know, we're just having a good talk, you and me. Fucking weirdos, man. Am I the only one that notices this shit?
And how long ago did your brother tell you that? About a week?
Like, you could have 10 million people stand exactly where this dude in the blue shirt is, and 10 million people stand where the other guy are, and just let them have natural conversations, even if they don't know each other. And not one time, other than this time, are you gonna see someone that's like, yeah, so your brother, he's in a lot of trouble, right? But
that was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
If somebody was waving a gun at me, I'd probably be, wanting to have something to defend myself too,
Right.
But
nobody
my
stands
brother
like
had
that.
been asking Shelton to move for months.
Okay.
And Shelton was like, well, f*** you. Yeah.
Shelton's like, what do you mean move, man? I already live in a damn motorhome. You want me to just drive it a couple 100 yards up the street? What do you mean move, bro? If you want, I can move my vehicle, but...
And threatened me. And
how long ago did your brother tell you that? About a week?
That was probably about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
If somebody was waving a gun at me, I'd probably be, wanting to have something to defend myself too,
Right.
But, my brother had been asking Shelton to move for months.
Okay.
And Shelton was like, well, f*** you, basically. So my brother took the little road grader, the little dozer, and pulled his stuff and put it out here on the other side of the fence.
Stuff. Is this something your brother told you, or is this something you saw?
As far as moving the stuff? Yeah, I came by the day that he was moving stuff on the way home. What I done know, when my brother had moved the stuff just to try to get the pressure off of my brother, I texted Shelton and I told him, hey, I moved your crap off of my brother's lot. So then he texted me back when he got to town going, I got a beef with you. I mean, Shelton's a drunk.
Sounds like he's reading some corny lines from a movie. I've got a bone to pick with you, buddy. About you moving my stuff to the other side of that chain link fence. That just ain't gonna do. That just ain't good enough for me. I've got some beef with you, buddy.
a dope fiend.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Did you guys hear that? Just like I said when the video started, did I not say the dude looked like a meth head? And listen to what he just said right here about this Patrick Shelton guy that died.
Hey, I moved.
Doesn't mean it's for sure accurate, but I'm gonna say it probably was accurate. Doesn't mean he deserved to die necessarily.
Your crap off of my brother's lot. So then he texts me back when he got to town going, I got a beef with you.
I've got a beef with you, buddy.
A drunk and a dope fiend.
There it is. He's a drunk and a dope fiend. And just like when I pointed out the headlights on the goddamn front of that motorhome that got ripped out by some kind of demon, I bet you they were sold for $3 just to get a big boy at AM/PM or whatever their gas station is out there, right? It's probably a Buc-ee's. Or are those only in Texas? I don't know.
Okay, so
right here.
up, not getting your junk off
copy I was given to me that music.
Every white family, I feel like, has at least an uncle or two that are like the people in this video, bro. I know I do.
That was...
I know I got a couple of them, actually. These motherfuckers be dumb.
Off Alan's lot, that was May 3rd.
Okay.
He goes, I'm broke down, trying to get a ride.
Then you said, never mind, I moved it for you. Give Alan back whatever you took it his.
Yeah, he goes, who is this? Alan's brought the beef to me anyway. I don't have any of his shit. Well, Alan kept showing me pictures of stuff that was missing, you know, where it was and missing, and Patrick was like one of the only people in here. So, RT, I have a beef with you too.
Okay.
Let's put, bring your beef. We know who you are, drug addicts. Just remember, you me with all of us. And I'd taken pictures from the sheriff office parking lot thinking that, well, maybe he'd think I'm a sheriff and maybe he'd pack his shit and, you know, or leave Alan alone and get the fuck out of town, you know? So I put, with me, with all of us, you'll lose. Best thing for you to do is pack up and leave Custer County and don't come back.
Alan's brother goes on to pull up additional messages between
Did y'all hear all that? These motherfuckers going hard.
Him and Patrick. The messages he shares show the feud escalate.
Bring your beef. We know who you are, drug addicts. Just remember, you fuck with me, with all of us, you'll lose. Best thing for you is to pack up and leave Custer County and don't ever come back out here, you hear me?
Over time, primarily over Patrick refusing.
Never mind, I moved it for you. Give Alan back whatever you took of his. If you want a beef, it's gonna be with me.
To move his property off the land and accusations that he'd been stealing from Alan. As detectives read through them, it becomes clear that Alan's brother wasn't just aware of the conflict, he was involved in it at some point. This only adds to investigators' suspicions, so instead of continuing to circle around it, the detective says exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, it's...
And no sign of Shelton though, huh? Find a body or anything? Or
there's signs of Shelton.
Did you guys find any kind of bodies or anything? Because if so, it didn't have to do with me and my other double-named brother. Had nothing to do with us, Ossifer.
Just not living signs of Shelton. One of the things I'm trying to wrap my head around is, I'm like, how did he do that by himself? He's not a very big guy. Like, how would he move things around without somebody helping him? Like, if he, let's just say that if he shot Shelton and took him somewhere and dumped his body, who would he call to help him?
I have no fucking clue. I mean, he wouldn't call me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Does he have good...
He wouldn't call me his brother. No, sir. Why would he do that? He definitely wouldn't call me about this. I could tell you what.
Good friends that...
I don't know. I don't know what he's capable of. You know, I mean...
Right.
I don't know anybody that would help him move something, you know, help him commit a crime, you know. I mean, my wife would shoot me if I helped him, you know.
How long you been married?
Since 2016.
Yeah, she murdered you.
9 years. Yeah.
And now this guy's got to sit here and play dumb. His arms are crossed. Yeah, she'd murder you. Acting like they're just being buds, having a good day out on the town, a good conversation at a goddamn stock car fucking, you know, you get what I'm saying, like a car show in the middle of the woods or some shit.
Last night she's like going, well, this and that, you know, and what if it was Alan? what if he comes and kills us in our sleep, you know?
All right.
I was like, you know, because I mean, she was watching that Criminal Minds for a long time,
Oh,
you know,
God.
after she retired from the DA, you know.
You know, my wife, she watches them CSI Miamis and all them other forensic files and goddamn First 42 or whatever it is, that show about them homicides, and she started getting ideas in her head thinking that, you know, what if maybe Alan did do this, honey? He might come out here and fuck with us and we're in our goddamn sleep. And then what are we gonna do? Then what are we gonna do? You can't make this shit up, bro. That's why I love these videos, hearing their dumbass stories.
It's like, you know, serial killers, you know.
Tell her Bab is Custer County. You know, don't worry about serial killers.
This guy should have just pled the fifth from the gate. He's only throwing himself further and further and further under the goddamn bus. He's down in the sewers at this point.
When it's all said and done,
everything he
will know
says.
everything.
You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose.
And that's the goddamn icing on top. You could pick your friends. You could pick your nose.
But you can't pick your family.
But you can't pick your goddamn family. This man over here thinking he's Edgar Allan Poe or some shit.
On that interesting remark, Larry shifts from defending his brother to no longer being certain, and begins to see things the way investigators do. With nothing else to add, police wrap up the interview with Larry, still uncertain of his involvement. Now they can finally turn their attention back to Alan, who's still sitting in the car, completely unaware of what's just been uncovered on his lot. At this point, investigators have enough to place Alan under arrest and pursue homicide charges. The problem is, they don't have a body, and they don't have a confession, both of which are critical in building a solid case, especially when it comes to proving exactly what happened and how. But with the evidence discovered on his property, this is their best chance to confront Alan directly and push for a confession. The stakes are extremely high. If Alan plays his cards right, a skilled defense attorney can create just enough reasonable doubt to get him out of this scot-free.
We've got a cadaver dog hitting on other spots on the property that have bone fragments.
Oh shit, Alan finally getting the juicy deets. Let's hear what this weirdo makes up.
And the only thing that dog is trained to hit on is dead humans. You know, there was only 2 people here that night, you and him. Right? There's nobody else that I can talk to. Can't find him. And if you didn't do it and somebody else did, can you point me in the right direction?
I can't do that. I don't know if anybody else is out here.
No, that's like I said, I don't either.
Even after hearing this, Alan continues his denial.
Oh, here we go. This is gonna be comedy right here.
But this is exactly why investigators brought him back to the property. It's a part of a strategy known as crime scene exposure.
Bro, at this point, does it seem like anyone in this story and in this situation is living a very nice life and being free and all this shit? I mean, this guy lives on a goddamn... I mean, you see the property, right? He lives at a fucking picking pool, basically. You know what I mean? His clothes are dirty as shit. He's in his 70s. We're not seeing any family around, any women, any, you know, wife or daughters or anything like this. Motherfucker, we hadn't even seen a dog on this guy's property. At this point, you know they know that you did what you did, bro. Why not just tell them at this point? I could almost promise you prison for the last however many years you got on this earth is going to be way more comfortable than all that honky-tonk hood shit that you've been living for the last goddamn 20 years or however long it's been, right? It's probably way more cush. That guy's living at a fucking picking pool, terrified because he just Jason Voorhees'd up, Texas Chainsaw Massacred this dude he knows, and he's still gonna try to send him on a further goose chase? The fuck we talking about?
Experienced detectives use this technique to confront suspects with something directly tied to the crime, like the scene itself or key pieces of evidence. This creates psychological pressure, making it harder to maintain a lie, and often triggering unexpected reactions or slips in their story. So investigators take Alan out of the car and bring him back to the center of the lot, back to the very place where everything likely happened, to see if he will finally break.
Well, we want to be able to tell the prosecutor you helped us every which way you could.
I can conduct my case and go to prison for the rest of my life. What?
I don't know. I can't tell you what the prosecutor.
I gotta go through the jury trial now.
You don't have to go through nothing right now. Yeah. So the way it works here is he doesn't feel like we should let you stay free, right? So we're still going to continue to investigate this case with your help or without your help. We're still going to dig through.
Yeah. I mean, there's still some things that like concern me, like, and I don't know if you were asking about like who drove the truck up in the mountains.
Nobody drove it. I towed it up there.
Oh, you towed it up there?
Yeah.
Okay. With which vehicle?
My dog.
Okay.
Patrol barn and towed it up here.
Oh, okay. What'd you do with the dog?
Left it in the truck.
That's the one good thing that he did do. At least he didn't take out that poor pup, man. That's the only positive in this whole story.
I was going to dispatch it, but they're not just leave the truck. Maybe more.
But still, to leave it out in the wild like that, mountain lion could have hopped up in that window or some other kind of predator. Hell, even foxes would take out a little dog like that, no problem. You dirtbag. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a dog lover. Like, I literally love dogs, probably more than people, and I have no problem saying that. People are shady. A dog will never do you wrong, ever. Motherfucking good boy.
Yeah.
Oh, the dog didn't do nothing.
I didn't want to kill it.
Yeah.
It didn't do nothing.
Yeah. So,
we're in a rock and a hard place right now, right? It's where we've been all day. It's where we're going to continue to be until we can completely wrap this up and figure out what the hell actually happened.
Well, before you take it to jail, I'd like to lock on myself.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
What did good old Alan Bruce, Mr. Double Name right there, just say? I got to take that back real quick.
we can completely wrap this up and figure out what the hell actually happened.
Well, before you take it to jail, I'd like to lock on myself.
Okay. Well,
Oh, before you take me in, I'd like to lock up my stuff, I think is what he said.
Yeah, we're not going to leave this unsecured.
we won't leave it like that,
I mean,
man.
we'll lock it all up and bring you the keys.
Close the gate, whatever. No,
Yeah.
I didn't call. I'm in trouble.
Well, that's part of it, but you also destroyed some evidence.
What did you?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
At least he's finally fessing up. Nothing worse than a guy that they got, all the evidence for to easily win in a trial or whatever, and the guy still acts like it wasn't him. At least he's finally fessing up.
Alan, dude, come on. Did you burn a body? Come on.
Yeah, I did.
And you didn't tell anybody. So, like, look at it from
And there it is. He finally admitted that he burned his body and all that.
our point of view. We gotta do the right thing for Patrick's family. You know what I mean? We gotta try to find that body. We gotta do the right thing for his family.
There is no body found. He was reduced down to nothing. Nothing.
Did you chop him up?
No, I threw him in a burn barrel with a bunch of wood underneath him. And, yeah, I chopped him up. I took a chainsaw to him.
Okay, where's the chainsaw?
It's gone. It's
Found
gone.
Did you throw it in the river?
I got rid of it. Believe me, I burned it.
You burnt the chainsaw?
Yeah.
Is it in the barrel? And I've never chainsawed a body, but I think there would be like blood and skin and gristle and stuff,
Yeah, it was ugly.
And so, like, where's that at? How did you clean that up?
Took a shovel and rake, ripped up everything I could, walked it down with a hose and put Clorox on it.
No.
Jesus.
And the chainsaw's where?
Keep the burn barrel and burned it last day.
Alan finally cracks, admitting that he shot Patrick, dismembered him, and...
Okay, so that's how he took him over. He actually did shoot him first. It did. So maybe, I guess that his brother had nothing necessarily to do with the actual homicide and whatnot, and it was all this old guy. Ah, damn.
burned the body before disposing of the remains. With a confession now on record, investigators turn their attention to a critical question. Did Alan act alone, or is there something even darker he's still hiding? But before detectives can press further, Alan makes a surprising claim.
He came up with that pistol. We're gonna do it.
And we're not arguing. We're not arguing that point. We're just trying to figure out like what you did with the body, how you did it, and where it's at. If there's anything left.
Not much.
Did you have any help with it?
That's just where you shoot, shut up, and shovel.
Do you see our point? I mean, what we're trying to do at all, Alan?
I tried to hide it and get away with it.
Yeah. And like I said, we're just trying to, get some closure for his family and present the picture so that everybody understands why you did what you did.
Said you better pull the trigger. Mother things coming up with the gun. At that point, it was me or him, but
Despite Alan's claims that
Triple OG.
he killed Patrick in self-defense, it hardly explains the brutality and concealment that followed. Following this, Alan is arrested and charged with first-degree murder along with multiple additional charges. Later that day, dive teams and officers are sent to the river area where Alan claimed he dumped the remains, but
Ugh, that would not be a fun job right there.
despite extensive search efforts, nothing of evidentiary value is recovered. In the days that follow, police
So they never found anything in the river, like these barrels and all this shit?
obtain a warrant to search Alan's.
Great. So now our kids are just going to be out there swimming around. What's that metal thing I feel on my foot? Ugh. I don't swim in the river or the ocean or any deep body of water. No thank you. That's what pools are for, you fucking maniacs. Ain't nobody got time for that. They got bull sharks swimming in rivers and shit. Believe that. That's what the movie Jaws was all about. A bull shark that killed a person in a river. A bull shark. Not a great white shark. A bull shark. Not in the ocean. In a river. Look it up. That's where Jaws drew its inspiration from. Ain't nobody swimming in no goddamn rivers.
Phone, where they find the most critical evidence in the case.
And all the dead bodies. And let's see what's going to pop off on this cell phone here as we wrap this video up. If you're a real one, you've been here the whole time, drop a comment. Literally just say real one. That's it. And if you say real one down in chat, I know you watch this whole video and I appreciate you guys more than you could ever know. For real.
On Alan's phone, detectives find a hostile exchange from May 7th where Patrick texts Alan, "You will be seeing me soon. Make your peace."
Ooh, so this Patrick guy might have ended up deserving it. Like this old man might have literally said, bet. Nuck if you buck up. Probably threw up, his own honky versions of gang signs and shit. You gonna come around here, test me, bro. I'll take you off this planet and use your own chainsaw. Let's see what else is said.
And Alan responds, "Never be at my place after dark or else."
Boom! These motherfuckers. This 70-year-old dude right here has more reason to be a gangster rapper than 99% of anyone in history that's ever been a gangster. He's dropping bars right here, son. Never be at my place after dark or else. I'll pull out my pistol and I'll dump it at you well. I'll put you in a barrel, chop your body with your chainsaw, and throw you in the river and you will never be seen again. But I'll still leave your dog in your truck. This dude is a gangster, bro.
But it's in the camera roll where they find what they had been unable to locate for days. A photo of Patrick, dead inside the cab of his truck with his silver pistol next to him.
Wait, what?
The photo was taken at 6:25 a.m. on May 8th. When asked about it, Alan claims he took the photo as proof, in case he ever needed it.
Oh, so he killed him. Oh, okay, so it was dead in his truck. I was going to say, I thought they were about to turn it around and act like it was a suicide and that this guy... Yeah, never mind.
A couple months later, in July 2025, police receive a call from fishermen reporting a burn barrel floating in a different area of the
July. We're talking this made it all the way through probably 4th of July weekend. All these kids and families sitting out there drinking, barbecuing, having a good time, and this shit's just floating by them. People swimming around it. Just like I said, someone might have stepped on it and been like, "Dad, what's this? I feel metal down in the water." No big deal. Just body parts floating around in a barrel. Go ahead and keep on swimming, Kyler.
Salmon River.
Ugh.
Officers and
and it's got a hole in it, so it probably was leaking the shit out everywhere.
Divers recover the barrel and transport it for forensic examination, but no human remains or items linked to Patrick are found inside.
Yeah, because it probably gooped out all them holes over time as it rotted out. Ugh, dude, ain't swimming in no rivers.
Likely because everything had already been destroyed or lost in the river of no return. As for...
I keep trying to hit my coffee and then realizing there's been nothing in this like the last 3 times I've tried to hit it.
The missing firearms, investigators later uncover both the rifle and Patrick's silver pistol at the residence of an associate of Alan. The man claims Alan brought the weapons to him asking him to sell them, and with no evidence tying his associates or his brother to the homicide or the cover-up, investigators determined that Alan acted alone. In October 2025, Alan's initial charges were reduced to second-degree murder and destruction of evidence after Alan entered an Alford plea, meaning he maintains his innocence while acknowledging that prosecutors have enough evidence to convict him.
What the fuck does that mean? Yo, I'm innocent, but I realize you guys have enough information to convict me. So, oops. What?
In November 2025, a judge denies Alan's last-minute attempt to withdraw the plea and sentences him to 20 years in prison. He must serve at least 10 years before becoming eligible for parole.
It's crazy how you could just go out and dump and cut somebody's body up and all this shit, right? And try to literally get away with it. And it could be 11 years, 10 years, and this dude's just out in public again. On parole. That is like our judicial system is disgusting. And then you got people that are rich that get away with everything. That's wild, bro.
Meaning he will get a chance to walk free in his 80s.
That's crazy talk.
But given the severity of the crime, there is a very real possibility he never leaves prison at all.
And good, he should never leave prison. Just like I said earlier, I bet his life is going to be way more peachy in that prison than living at that goddamn truck stop he's been living at, that pick and pull, right? You saw that man's property. The only thing that was nice on that property was the goddamn red truck. This man's driving around in an $80,000 truck while living in a $348 motorhome. Yeah, oh my God, you can't make this shit up. I had a good time on that one. That video was crazy. Wonder where the dog ended up going, man. And I'm glad the dog was still alive. Thank goodness. I'd been pissed if that dog got taken out. If you hung around to the end of the video like this, again, I appreciate you guys. I enjoy the hell out of reacting to stuff like this. If you're new to the channel and this is the first video you've ever seen from me, I react to all kinds of stuff, mostly music videos, like new music videos dropping, even old music videos, just stuff I haven't heard before. But I also enjoy and have recently started reacting to videos like this and maybe some other stuff in the future. If you want me to react to anything, drop a comment, let me know below. I do check comments regularly. Other than that, we're on the way to 6,000 subscribers. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And as always, be good, never bad, stay happy, never sad. I am out of here. Much love, everybody.